Quite a lot has changed since my last everyday carry update, so I thought I'd bring you along for the ride with some of those new items that I take with me everywhere I go. The first device, and the one that brings all of these items together, is of course the iPhone 14 Pro. I upgraded from the 13 Pro on the day of release, despite the fact that these two phones are very similar, but there was one big difference that has turned out to make a real impact. Whether I'm capturing special moments with my family or footage for this YouTube channel, the 48 megapixel camera has been a brilliant addition. In terms of photographs, being able to take such high resolution photos that can be really pushed in programs like Lightroom. But with this phone, Apple also made real strides in low light performance, so you can get some very clear photos using night mode. In terms of video though, it's generally become an essential part of my workflow. The DSLR camera I'm recording this on can only go up to 4K at 30 frames per second, but the iPhone can go 4K 60 frames per second. And the cool thing about the iPhone is that while all of these files do tend to be pretty sizable, you can airdrop them over to your computer in a matter of minutes. And that's also a really impressive part of the Apple ecosystem, one of the reasons that I love it so much. As well as all the software features you get with iPhone video like cinema mode or action mode, you also get quite a lot of accessories that make the most of the fact that it's a very portable camera. Now, while I have been really impressed with the hardware of the iPhone 14 Pro, there is part of me that is getting a little bit too familiar with this form factor, and I do find myself looking at some of the foldable launches from Android phones and wondering what an iPhone foldable would look like. There is slight disappointment in how iOS 16 has performed this year. It might be because I've been using the beta quite a lot, but I found it to be quite buggy and also a little bit slow at times compared to previous iPhone experiences. I know that iOS 17 has really focused on improving performance, so I'm very excited to see just how well the phone runs when I eventually upgrade to that. As good as the iPhone's camera is, I couldn't help but pick up an Insta360 Go 3, and already that has become part of my everyday carry. The Go 3 is an incredibly flexible action cam that you can mount just about anywhere. And the reason I picked it up was kind of twofold. Firstly, because as good as the iPhone's camera is, you still have to hold it in your hand whenever you want to take a video. And I think sometimes that just means slightly missing out on certain moments with my son because I'm worrying about putting the camera on. And with this, I can basically clip it to my chest via this magnetic pendant, and I can have my hands free and take a video with my son without missing any of the action. Secondly, because I just really want to improve my skills as a filmmaker. Honestly, that's pretty difficult if you are as self-conscious as I am when taking videos in public, but it's a barrier that I've got to break. And so when I saw just how discreet and flexible this little camera is, I just had to give it a go. The actual camera itself is about as big as my thumb, and you can stow it in this nice little case, which comes with a flip-up camera so you can see exactly what you're recording. And that's the case even when you detach it from the stand, and it can still be stowed pretty much anywhere thanks to this magnet on the back. And the fact that I can just keep it in my pocket at all times, whip it out and try to get some more interesting B-roll of me out in the real world, breaking out of this room for once, is something I'm really excited about. Another key device that has really forced its way into my everyday carry this year is the Apple Watch. I was a little bit skeptical about what the Apple Watch could actually bring compared to just a normal watch. And as it turns out, I was completely wrong, but in a different way than I expected. My main goal really for buying this watch was to try and hold myself to account in terms of health and fitness. Definitely since lockdown and then having a toddler, I've let my health kind of slide a little bit, and I really hoped that getting an Apple Watch would kind of give me a kick up the backside when I saw just how sedentary I had become. Unfortunately, I still haven't really managed to hit those fitness goals, but it is a constant reminder that I need to get a move on. While I'm still not as healthy as I would like to be, the Apple Watch has had some unintended productivity benefits. One of the big things that I use the Apple Watch for these days is dictation. It can feel like I've got absolutely no time to work on this YouTube channel, but if I'm stood there doing the dishes, I can basically click a button on my watch and just record notes into my wrist and then go back to my iPad later on and transcribe them so that I've got what will later become a YouTube script. And I'm excited that I know I can get a lot more out of this device if I start getting off my backside. In terms of headphones, I've been using the AirPods 3 for the past year or two, and I'm still really impressed by the quality of the sound and I'm getting more and more into features like spatial audio than I thought I ever would. The main reason that I never went for the AirPods Pro is because I already have a really good noise cancelling option, and that is with the Sony MX100 Mark III. So I go to London once a week with work, and these are the first thing that I put in my bag after my work laptop, and they're incredibly comfy and isolating all the way to London. It's really what allows me to concentrate and get things done on the train. And I don't even know how long I've had these for now. It must be like 4 or 5 years. They are still in absolutely perfect working condition, and I don't think you need to buy one of the new models of these things. Of course, there are many interesting bits and bobs that I also take with me pretty much everywhere, and I house them all in this Native Union Stow-like case. Although I've tested quite a few bigger and bolder tech pouches, this is the one that I keep coming back to, and I've realised that you don't need to take your entire life with you on every trip, so actually having a smaller package can sometimes just make you be more intentional about the things that you bring with you. I do like to keep things organised, so I generally take a couple of cables with me that slot into these AirPod beanies, also from Native Union, and they fit into the tech pouch really nicely. But my main charging backup for the iPhone is this MagSafe charger, which snaps onto the back of the iPhone. So what's cool about this is I've got a nice little kickstand, and I can use it to sort of prop my phone up while I'm watching YouTube videos. And another nice little trinket I got from Native Union is this screen cleaner, which slots into this sort of like padded microfiber case, and you can basically, you know, spray it onto your camera lens and give it a little wipe if you want to take a photo, or it's really good for, you know, cleaning your screen as well. Let me know if you've picked up any cool gadgets recently that you think I should check out too, and watch this video next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.